Hello, everyone, and good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. It's a pleasure to have you with us for another inspiring interview featuring remarkable individuals who have made an impact through their knowledge, leadership, and service. My name is Rafia Tariq. I am a student at Rehan School Lahore campus, and I am also passionate about artificial intelligence, education, and lifelong learning. Through these interviews, my goal is to bring valuable experiences and practical lessons from exceptional professionals to inspire students, educators, and future leaders around the world. Today is a very special session because we are honored to welcome a guest whose career has been truly extraordinary. Our guest has served as the former Director of Engineering for the U.S. Air Force Special Operations Command. Before that, they worked as engineer at NASA's Kennedy Space Center, contributing to one of the world's most respected space organizations. They were also a member of NASA's Speaker Bureau for 11 years, sharing the excitement of science and space exploration with audience around the world. As an international speaker, they have delivered presentations in 20 countries, inspiring thousands of people with their experiences and leadership insights. Beyond their professional achievements, they also served as a sighted guide for a blind triathlete, demonstrating a deep commitment to teamwork, inclusion, and helping others achieve their goals. It is truly an honor to have such an accomplished guest with us today. Welcome to the interview and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I like to say good evening to everybody in Pakistan. Good morning from here. It's just after 9 o'clock in the morning here, but say good evening to you all. My name is Gabe. It's a nickname. It's what my friends call me. It's what ask everyone to call me. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity and spend this time with you.
Thank you. To begin, could you please introduce yourself and tell our audience a little about your professional journey?
Yes, again, yeah, sure, certainly. So my name is Gabe. It's a nickname. That's what my friends call me. That's what I ask everyone to call me. I understand with age or culture, it's sometimes not comfortable, and that's fine. You can call me anything you like. I don't mind. So I'm right now. I'm in Florida. I talk about my journey. It was kind of interesting compared to others, and that I hated school. I really, really struggled in school. I managed to get through high school, but barely. And I didn't really think I could do much. So I never really had any big goals or desires. Just basically, I just wanted to be able to have a happy life, like most people do, no different. But through a series of events, I ended up in an engineering field, which got me an opportunity to go to NASA and be at Kennedy Space Center, which was awesome. I spent 17 years there. And when I'm traveling around, I try to share the fun of being at Kennedy Space Center and not so much the technical part of it, but just the magic of being there.
Okay, Gabe, you have worked with both NASA and the US Air Force. What first inspired you to choose engineering as your career?
Yeah, well, for me, it's really strange. People get asked me that a lot. I know they expect some kind of really, interesting answer, but basically, it was just money. I wanted to get a good job, to get a good income, to be able to race cars. So I like racing cars, and it costs money to do that. You can't just be like have a good. You have to have a good income, and without going to university, I really you can't generate that income in most cases. And I was playing a lot of sports. And one day, a guy I was playing sports with, I have no idea why, he said to me, "Did you ever think of going in engineering?" At the time, I was a truck driver. And I don't know why he said that to me, but it put something in my mind. And I used to think you had to be so smart to be an engineer that I could never be an engineer. But I had met a lot of people who were engineers, and I realized they're not so smart. If they can do it, I can do it. So that got me into engineering. And I was actually in the Air Force before I was at NASA. I was in the Air Force. I went to university at night while I was in the Air Force. I got my engineering degree. That led me into engineering. And when I got out of the Air Force, I used that to get a job for NASA.
Okay. Gabe, working as a NASA is a dream for many people. What was it like to work as Kennedy Space Center, and what are some of your favorite memories from your time there?
Yeah, it wasn't really a dream for me, but once I got the idea it's something I wanted to do, it became something I said, okay, I'm making a goal. I want to do this, and I was in the Air Force. I was based very close to Kennedy Space Center, and I got to see the very first shuttle launch. So a space shuttle looks like a plane, but it's really a rocket ship that goes up like a rocket ship, comes down by a plane, like a plane. And I got to see the very first one from close up. And once I saw that, my whole perception changed. I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is something I'd really like to do. And it took me a few years to been able to get it, but I was able to get the job and get a position at Kennedy Space Center. And to me, it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. Every day was fun. Every day was magic. I'm a civil structural type of engineer. I don't get to go to space. I don't get to build the ships. I deal with roads and bridges and roofs and buildings, the infrastructure, making sure it's okay so the people who do build the ships and the ships can go to space. It's a team effort in a way, but I don't get to do that part of it. But where you do what you do, it doesn't matter to me. You can cut the grass at Kennedy Space Center and you're still in this magical environment if you choose to see it. Everywhere you look, there's pictures of space, there's pictures of the stars. To me, your mind is always going to these make believe places, magical places. And then you see a big building, you see a ship put together, goes to a launch pad. It goes to these imaginary places. So your imagination becomes reality. It's just so much fun. Every minute of every day, I enjoyed it. And I still enjoy going out there today.
Okay, nice. Okay, Gabe, you become the Director of Engineering for the U.S. Air Force Special Operations Command. What were your responsibilities and what did that role teach you about leadership?
Yeah, well, so I was very fortunate in the Air Force and in most jobs. As you progress time in the job, you get better and you have opportunities to get promoted. So I had gotten promoted to an open position, which was engineering for special operations. Now, special operations is a very unique organization. People in special operations do things most of us can't even think about. And I didn't do that. I helped them with their engineering issues. So wherever there was a special operations unit, I would go there. What engineering problems you're having? Air conditioning isn't working. The roof is leaking. Doors won't open and close. Whatever issues you're having with engineering support, let me know when I'll find ways to fix them. So I traveled around the world doing that, literally around the world. It was awesome. And I met some of the most amazing people because special ops has a different mentality than the rest of us. And it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I actually traveled 6 weeks out of every eight through the Pacific, through Europe, and through America. I made the cycle of going around the world. It was awesome. Leadership to me is really a very, very important thing. And I think very few people do it well. First thing you need to me, you have to have a strong confidence and belief in yourself. You have to be able to say things in a way that others will listen to you and understand, and you have to lead them. One of the key things, taking the time to know people, sit down, talk with them, learn to know why they think the way they do. You don't have to agree with it, but at least you can get within their thought process. The next thing is so important is getting everybody involved in decision making process. If I'm leading 10 people and we have an end result, I would say to those 10, okay, let's get together. This is where we are. This is what we have to do. This is how I think we should do it. I want your input. Everybody on the team is equal. Nobody is more important than the other. Each is equal. I want everyone to select how would you like to do this. Then we'll evaluate it, and if it's good, do it. If not, we'll come up with a medium. But it's really important to me to bring people along, make them feel important, involve them in decision-making process that reach a common goal.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, every successful career comes with challenges. What were some of the biggest obstacles you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, to me, I love a challenge. So I never look at a challenge as a negative thing. I look at it as an opportunity to overcome it and have a great sense of accomplishment. So I don't know how mothers don't. I don't think they look at challenges is sometimes they're intimidated, they're afraid. To me, the bigger the challenge, the more fun it is. For my mindset, everything is a challenge. This interview is a challenge. How well can I do it? We are a team. How well can we come together with a common goal? Everything I do right now, the most important thing in the world to me right now is this interview. I spend 30 minutes with you every day. I book 30 minutes with kids from Rayhan School. I know you're not a kid, but with students from Rayhan School, and I devote that time to you. And when I leave here, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be working on a car. That will be the most important thing for me to do. Everything is a challenge. The challenge is not to do something. The challenge is to enjoy doing it. Anybody can do something. Can you enjoy it? That's the biggest challenge. I talk about three things: do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. And one of those parts of that is enjoy what you do. Very few people enjoy what they do. They like some things and they don't like others, or they like this place and they don't like others. It's because they choose to see things in a negative way. One of the things I like to try to do with this interview, when we're done, I would like you to do the same thing, the same way, but think about it differently. Never think work, never think hard. Think opportunity, journey, challenge. This is what I do with myself with everything. It's not the challenge to do it, the challenge to do it, enjoy doing it, and do your best. Now, these are things that are important to me. Believe in yourself. Very, very few people have belief in themselves. It doesn't matter how much money they have, it doesn't matter how successful they are. That's why they have stress. That's why they have pressure. That's really, really sad how many people live a life with stress and pressure. Learn to believe in yourself. The stronger the belief in yourself, to me, the less pressure you're going to have, because you never self doubt. You always think, I can do it. And you establish that belief by setting goals. I'm here, I want to go there. How do I get there? You got to plan steps, small steps. The smaller step, the easier it is to accomplish. The easier it is to accomplish, it helps you develop that confidence and belief in yourself. And you want to do that very slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Build and build and build. One day, you will say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe that, you'll never have stress, you'll never have pressure. When you enjoy what you do, you'll never work. This is the way I approach everything. I enjoy everything I do. Little steps, it doesn't matter what it is. Have fun, enjoy the journey.
Gabe, you spent 11 years speaking on behalf of NASA. Why do you believe communication and public education are so important in science and engineering?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to give realism. Kids are in school and you're learning from books and you're learning from things, or you're learning from the internet. When someone can come in and say, hey, look, I did what you want to do. This is what I did, how I did it. I think it makes it more real. And for me, I know so many kids around the world struggle. They just struggle with self doubts and insecurities. And right now, many of the kids I know, are concerned about AI taking all entry level jobs. How am I going to get a job? How am I going to get a secondary job when I can't get an entry level? So there's a lot of self doubt. So I try to go around to schools and talk about how I struggle. They look at me and think, oh, this guy, he's so smart, he's so rich, I could never be like that. But it's not true. I did struggle more than most of the kids today. And I hated school. I really struggled. So I overcame that. And I always like to say, look, if I can do it, you can do it. So I try to encourage them. My objective when I go to a school, when I leave, I want two things. I want students to feel better about themselves and their future. And if I've done that, then I feel I've accomplished the goal that I want to. I really always want to set when I leave to go somewhere.
You have traveled to 20 countries as an international speaker. What have these experiences taught you about people, leadership, and success?
Yeah, I'm so fortunate. If somebody would have said to me, "Here's $1 million, become a speaker," I'd have said, "No, keep it. I don't do this. I never want to do this." It just happened by accident, and it started really small, and it just grew and grew and grew, and it's amazing to me where it is now. And I think the thing I talk about that I learned most, more than anything else, the most shocking thing to me in these 20 countries is how much we are alike. It doesn't matter the dress, it doesn't matter the culture, it doesn't matter the language. we are so much alike as people. It amazes me. You hear different cultures, you see different dresses, you think, oh, I'm so different from that person. But really, we are so much alike. And kids, say kids 8 to 10, are identical. They are exactly the same. The look in their eyes, their smiles, their innocence, their curiosity. It's the same everywhere in the world. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. And what I keep reminding myself, that I keep reliving it. I'm still bewildered by it, how much we are alike. It's just so sad that governments or others pit us against each other. They teach hate, they teach mistrust, because kids are innocent, kids are kind, they are identical around the world.
Give one of the most inspiring parts of your biography is serving as a sighted guide for a blind triathlete. Could you share that experience and what it taught you about teamwork and resilience?
Yeah, that's you brought out some really good points about doing that. So it kind of happened. I'm an athlete. I do many different things, and I had a good buddy who was blind, and he was running a cafe on the Space Center. Every day I would see him for lunch. So one day I went in to see him. And he said, "Every year we have this really cool thing at Kennedy Space Center. The space shuttle looks like a rocket ship, looks like a plane, goes up like a rocket ship, but it comes down like a plane. So planes come on a runway. So we have a runway where it lands after it comes back from space. Every year they do a 5K run. So those of us, we get to run around the shuttle land, which is kind of fun. It's a huge place. It's really cool where the shuttle lands. And so his name is Randall. Randall said to me, "Hey, Gabe, I want to do this shuttle 5K." And I said, "Okay, let's go do it." But he said, I got to walk. I can't run. I said, "I'm not walking 5K. You know how long that's going to take?" He said, "But I'm blind. I can't run." I said, "Yeah, you do everything else. Let's go figure this out." So we just started walking. I was talking with him. We're walking, talking with him. I said, "Okay, let's run a little bit." And I'm talking the whole time. Every second I'm talking. So he knows where I am and he knows what to do. And and so we did that. It got a little better and got a little better. Then he went online and he found out, "Hey, Gabe, we can get a rope. I hold one end, you hold the other. It's much easier to do it that way." So we started doing 5 and 10Ks. And one day he said, "Hey, I'd like to do a triathlon." So I said, "Okay, what's a triathlon?" "We have to swim, bike, and run." I said, "All right, let's go do it." So we started doing it. It was amazing. One of the things that happened, and even with the 5K, uh, people would look at him and they would see someone who they think is totally helpless, yet he's out here running a 5K or a 10K or doing a triathlon. And maybe they have kids who are in wheelchairs or kids who are blind or kids who are struggling. So many people could come up to him and say, "You've given me hope. You've given me the desire that I know my kids can do things because they're in a wheelchair or they're blind." And that was such an uplifting feeling. I can't tell you. I always said I'm insignificant. I hold the dead end of the rope. Everybody's looking at him, and he's the motivation. But you asked about being a team. It really is a team. He puts whole trust in me, so we don't run into something, so we don't trip. I have to tell him, "Hey, Randall, there's a curb, there's this concrete, we're going to grass." Constantly update him on what's going on. And one day, what I did to see what it was like, I got a blindfold and my own sighted guide, and I ran a 5K that way. And I learned in that more than anything how much trust you have to have in that person who's leading you. And I realized that I hadn't realized it until I did it. But yeah, it's a team, and as the guy who can see, you are definitely the leader, and you have to be very careful that you don't cause injury to this person.
My next question is: artificial intelligence is transforming almost every industry in today. In your opinion, how will AI shape the future of engineering, aerospace, and space exploration?
Yeah, well, I'm very uh, uncertain about AI. I know of it, I know a little bit about it, but I really don't understand it so much. I don't think I apply it. I probably a way to use it in what I'm doing, but I haven't been taught that. I haven't figured it out. But I think it's evolving so fast that people can't keep up with it, and I think it's evolving to, and we don't know where it's going to go. Hearing of it from just a curiosity kind of way, it's kind of crazy. We had this thing here in America. and they were doing a test on some AI thing. And I don't know if you heard about this in Pakistan or you've had similar cases, but they were doing some kind of test on an AI entity, whatever that might be. I don't know. So this thing somehow got out of the test environments and joined another AI and created a third that nobody knew anything about. So this is totally confusing to me, but this is something that happened just in the last week in America. So I don't really know what that means, but it's really confusing. I know right now, every time you do something, it says AI assisted. Oh, do you want AI assistance? I order a lot of things through the mail. I order a lot of parts for cars and things like that. Order a lot of gifts for kids. And now I'm seeing every time AI assisted. And I don't know exactly what that means. In my mind, some portion of it is replaced by computer or something that thinks and eliminates a person from the process. I really don't understand it. I have no idea where it's going to go. They had something here recently, yesterday, about Musk and some of the Blue Origin. They want to launch thousands, hundreds and hundreds of thousands. I don't know if you heard this, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of satellites into the Earth's orbit. And they're going to create some kind of database in space. And that's a big issue because they're saying you're going to ruin the ozone layer. You're going to, all kinds of things are going on. So I think, to me, AI is evolving so quickly. We certainly can't see. I can't see how far it will go in the future, what it may be able to do. But there seems to be mixed feelings about it. But it's something interesting, and certainly it seems in some form it's being adapted everywhere in the world, as you said.
Okay, what skills should students start developing today if they dream of working in organizations like NASA or in aerospace engineering?
Yeah, to me, I don't distinguish between fields. You want to have a goal. Okay, my goal is to be an aerospace engineer. Okay, how do I do that? I'm here and I'm there. If you want to be a nurse, I'm here and I'm there. How do I get this? How do I travel this path? So to me, it's always important to have goals, long term and short term. And you want to keep the steps in achieving those goals slow. It doesn't matter what it is. Learn to enjoy the journey. Learn to feel good about yourself. It's very, very important. Very few people feel good about themselves. Find positives in yourself. It's okay. If you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, how expect others to do that? So that's part of the process to me. Learn to feel good about yourself. Establish short goals where you can accomplish them reasonably easy. Helps you build that confidence in yourself. But it doesn't matter the end result. You have to plan the steps, and you have to me, enjoy getting there.
Okay, Gabe, looking back on your remarkable career, which achievements make you the most proud?
I try not to compare one thing to another. I always tell everybody my first job was working at McDonald's. This was awesome. I was really proud of that. Then I went in the Air Force. Many, many things in the Air Force. I was really proud of that. Being at Kennedy Space Center, I always felt good. I always felt like I never worked. It wasn't. I not one day in my life did I ever think I was going to work. I always had fun. It didn't matter what it was. And and as I progressed through different things, right now I'm going around the world speaking at schools. It's amazing to me, and what people don't understand, what I get from doing this. The relationship with the kids, the relationship with the students, it's so magical. It's so much fun. I get so much from it, and for some reason, the kids like being with me. I just came back from Brazil. I was there almost 5 weeks. Every day was a new adventure. Every day was with kids hanging out, asking me questions, wanting to take pictures. It was just amazing to me, their attraction to me, and from me to them. I can't explain it, but it's a feeling. It's really a really great feeling. And what I'm doing right now, it's the most important thing to me. It's the most rewarding thing. But I've been very fortunate. I'm always thankful because so many good things have happened to me. I always talk about having goals. I really didn't have goals, uh, but I know the importance of them. Things kind of, life leads me. I always think I know what I'm going to do, but it never happens. Something else always happens. So I'm very, very fortunate. But I think, right now in awe of what I'm doing with the students around the world. This is so so special.
Give what daily habits or personal values have helped you maintain excellence throughout your career.
I think it's just having fun. I approach everything the same way, the same. It doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter where I am. I approach everything the same way. I want to enjoy what I do. As I'm doing something right now, my most favorite thing in the whole world, more than anything else, is speaking with you. This is my favorite thing. When I leave this conversation, go do something else, my approach will be the same. It's going to be my favorite thing. I've always had this ability to enjoy what I do without thinking about it. Now I'm aware of it and I think about it. But life to me has always been awesome. I've been very thankful every minute of the day. I think the key thing is to be kind and be respectful to others, to always be thankful, and to try to give back. I try to give back all the kindness I receive. But the challenge to me is enjoy it all. I never have a bad day. I never have a negative experience. One thing I like to say, it could be worse. So no matter what happens, my first thought could be worse. If it could be worse, it becomes good. I never have a negative experience. Enjoy everything you do. It's important and it's possible. Some people say, I hate doing this. Why do you hate doing that? You choose to hate doing it. Well, I want to do something else. Well, yeah, but you got to do this. Why not enjoy it? Why not do it mentally? Learn to mentally enjoy things. Very few people will do that. They have a thought in their head, I hate this, and they hate it, and they don't enjoy it. Either way, they're going to do it. If they could just get out of that hatred out of their mind and say, it's something I got to do. I'm going to challenge myself to do my best, no matter what it is, and then feel good about the effort. So I approach everything the same way, and I'm very, very thankful all of the time. I think that's the key. You want to be thankful.
Okay, if you could give one piece of advice to young people who want to make a positive impact on the world, what would it be?
Yeah, I think many young people do. I'm a little, I don't like when young people of today get bad mouthed and criticized for the lifestyle they have. I think young people today are extremely smart, extremely determined, and have goals and desires like many of us never had because we don't know the world that they're in. It frustrates me because the people who criticize them gave them the phone. The people who criticize them taught them to use it. The people who criticize them created the world they're living in, and they criticize them for not living in the world they had when they don't know what it is. And they say, I'm going to take away their phone. Okay, what do you want them to do instead? Take away their phone, take away their computer time. What do you want them to do instead? You have to give them a choice. That's all they know. So I always suggest to kids, listen, you have to establish goals, you have to set the steps to achieve them. And three things, always three things: do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. Do your best is easy. With this interview, you and I, we should be doing our best to make it as good as we can. And I believe we are. You may not be conscious of it, but I am. Enjoy everything you do. You can find positives in everything. If you can't find a positive, say to yourself, could be worse. Becomes a positive. Always enjoy what you do. It doesn't matter the results. Enjoy the effort. And most importantly, learn to believe in yourself. The stronger the belief in yourself, the easier life will be. And you do that by establishing goals and planning small steps. These three things are the three things I talk about most in all facets of life. It's not about doing something, it's about being happy and helping others and enjoying life.
Okay, Gabe, if you allow, can we have a rapid fire round?
Yes, of course. All right. I'm a little bit cold. Yeah, I like these. It's kind of fun. A lot of times when I do
Okay,
these
now,
interviews, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
now let's have a quick rapid fire round. One word to describe NASA.
Exciting.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Book that influenced your life the most.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Book that influenced your life the most.
Yeah, I really don't read books, and I really don't have much learning from books. Uh, One of the things I struggle in school is I don't like to read, and they force me to read. So I don't think there's really a book I've very read very few, and I don't think any of them really. I read some sports books, but uh, I don't read. And I do believe reading is important, and I do believe that people read get so much from it. I'm not neck bad mouthing it. Just some reason I don't do it.
Okay. One leadership quality everyone should dwell.
Humble. I think you should be humble. I think you should be not put yourself above others, but be a part of a team.
Your biggest motivation.
Say that again.
Your biggest motivation.
Seeing others happy.
Favorite quote.
Uh, Favorite coat?
Yes, quote.
Yeah, I live in Florida, so when I go over to cold places like Norway, I have a coat that uh, I have a young friend in Norway. I had a young friend in Norway. I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but I had a young friend in Norway. I met when he was around 9, and I knew him for 10 years, and he committed suicide, and it's really devastating to his family. And I had a special coat made for him with his name, the Norwegian flag, and a star. So I don't know how to describe that to you, but that's my favorite coat.
Thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey, your
Rafia, thank you so
experience.
much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Your career reminds us that success is built through curiosity, dedication, continuous learning, strong leadership, and a commitment to serving others. I'm sure our audience has gained valuable insights and inspiration from this conversation. It has been genuine pleasure and privilege to have you with us. We truly appreciate the time you have shared.
You're very welcome, and thank you for the opportunity. And it's great to spend this time with you. Your questions were excellent, and the interview went very well. So I really enjoy doing these, and I thank you for the opportunity.
And to everyone watching, thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this interview, please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our future conversations with inspiring leaders and experts from around the world. Once again, your thank you to our wonderful guest, and thank you to all of you for watching. I am Rafia Tariq, wishing you a wonderful day ahead. Goodbye, stay inspired, keep learning, and take care. Thank you so
Good
much.
good evening to everybody in Pakistan. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.